Hello. You're on mute.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Miriam. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Alan.
There, how's that?
That's good.
Good. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Alan.
Elaine.
Hi, Elaine.
I had a moment of panic when I had to start this meeting. As Alan, I was incorrect. I usually don't start the select board meetings. Becky does, but there's just, I used to have my own Zoom account, so it's my computer is always confused about that.
I had the thing that was sent around about how to do the town one,
Yeah.
but I can't find it for some reason.
Oh, I'll send it to you again.
All right.
I'll
It's on the
copy it and send
website.
it to you.
I don't think there was anything particularly hard about it.
Well, yeah, you just have to use a certain email and then there's a password.
Right. I might have that somewhere.
Yeah, I had it in a, Grace had sent it to me. So I'll forward it to you. Should
Thanks.
still be in my email somewhere.
We can't see you, Alan.
Can't see me?
No,
I wonder
hi,
why.
Miriam. You can see Miriam. Can't see you, Alan.
Well, let's see what's going on here.
So we need one more person to have a quorum. So Azelle isn't here tonight, but Miriam is representing, there's Michael,
Okay.
is representing the Historical Commission.
I don't know what's wrong with my camera.
So I'm admitting you again.
Oh, wait a
Alan.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hang on.
There's Michael.
I can't start the video. Huh. No, this whole week has been like this.
There's Joan.
I may have to go into
You
the
could go
other
sit
room.
with Joan, yeah.
Looks like Joan, you're outside.
She's by a campfire.
Yeah.
Well,
There you are. Joan, you might have to help Alan out.
I don't understand why he can't get in.
His camera isn't, he's
well,
in,
you-
but his
you
camera
don't need to
isn't.
see me anyway.
All right,
What?
okay.
So much less fun.
I'll turn this
Okay.
to Alan if you want to sit over here.
No, I got all my paper and stuff in here.
And then Miriam disappeared.
Whoops. And I know Dan.
Oh, there she's back again. Okay.
Dan Lass was coming, possibly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's his birthday, but he was thinking.
Uh-huh, okay.
Because he'd like to be on the committee.
Okay, great, great. So why don't we go ahead? I'll call the meeting to order, and we do have a full complement -1 of CPC members this evening because we have one vacancy, the at-large seat. So the first item on the agenda is to review the draft 2022 CPC plan. And I don't know if, I know Alan had sent that out, and
Mhm.
I believe
Yes.
the only changes that you were suggesting, Alan, were to the dates within the CPC plan. This is something that we pretty much do every year. We update it if changes are needed, but the most immediate need is to make sure that we have all the application dates in the plan. So we'll be working on a calendar this evening just to decide when applications will be due, and then that can be incorporated into the plan. But I wanted to see if anybody had any other substantive changes that we needed to make to the plan, or if you haven't had a chance to read it, we could vote on this at the next, we'd probably vote on it at the next meeting anyway, once we have the dates incorporated. So was there anything, if you had a chance to take a look at it?
Well, I've memorized it,
Oh,
so.
good, good. It's only 9 pages. Yeah.
It was my bedtime
Well, then-
reading.
Yeah. Well, I
Then
did
all-
read it again.
I
All you have to
know.
do, Michael, is to stay online all the time, and people are going to come, they'll come and ask you questions.
Okay.
I did
That's the
read it,
solution to
and,
that.
and I think we did a good job last year of kind of cleaning it up and,
Yeah.
you know, having these deadlines changed. I think that's fine. I
Okay.
think
The
we're
only-
ready.
The only small date thing that I have, which I don't know if you are incorporating, is the term dates Alan highlighted as well. You just have to update
Oh,
those.
right.
Yes, I was just
Yeah.
going to bring that up.
Yeah.
So we need to find out what the term dates are.
Right.
Right. Yeah, the term dates.
And also what to do about Margie's still listed on our
But
town webpage.
she is off.
She
Yeah,
didn't
she's-
get appointed.
She did not get
Did
reappointed.
not get appointed.
But I think she's still on our webpage, isn't she?
I don't think so. I think I looked at it and I don't.
I thought I just looked
But
at
I'll
it.
make sure. Yeah, I'll make sure that she's not listed there. So Miriam's back with us, and Daniel, I'm not sure who Daniel is.
No, she is not on
Margie-
I just looked at the website and she is not. on
Not
our-
there. Yeah, I didn't think she was. I think I thought it had been taken off.
Yeah.
So, oh, Dan
Yes.
Lass. Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I know a lot of people were born in October, very busy month. Okay, so the one thing that I did notice in the CPC plan on the housing section was that there wasn't updated data on median prices of houses in Shutesbury, which I thought goes back to 2010. So I had emailed the Kevin Rudin, our assessor, to see if I could get what the 2020 median sales price was for Shutesbury. And he said he would get back to me sometime this week. So if we make the changes to the dates and to the terms for the appointed members of the CPC, is there anything else that we need to edit?
Rita, where did you see that the medium house prices were in there?
It's in the housing section.
Yeah,
I'm
page
not
9.
sure. Page 9.
Page 9, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it showed
right, I see, I
the
see.
growth
Yeah.
from, I think, like the year 2000 to 2010, and I thought it would be good just to update in 2020 where things
Yep.
stand, since I know values have
Right.
increased.
So who has that data?
Well, I asked Kevin Rudin, our administrative assessor, for that information.
Okay.
So he would have known it was median sales prices, so he has all of the sales information.
Mhm.
And he should be able to give that to us. In fact, he said he would give it to me by the end of this week.
Okay.
Great.
So how do folks feel? Do you want to wait on the a complete CPC plan and vote on it at the next meeting? Or do you want to vote on it tonight, knowing we're just going to insert dates and the terms, the correct listing for the terms?
Well, we, as you said, not only the dates, but we also have to fill that position.
Right, okay,
So let's wait until we fill
Okay.
that position.
Yeah,
Okay,
and-
great.
and if we have to update some of the data, let's just wait till next time.
okay, great. So if everybody's comfortable, and in the meantime, if you read the plan again and think of anything else, we can discuss it. So we'll have this on the agenda for our next meeting.
Okay.
We shouldn't wait too long though, because
No,
people are going to have to put in the initial proposals
right,
sometime soon.
right. Well, we're going to talk about that next. Linda, did
Right.
you have a comment?
I have an observation.
Yep.
One couple of housekeeping things. One, no one's taking minutes.
Oh, good
You,
point. Thank you. That's kind of a sore subject.
Yeah, it is.
And so also, I mean, this is just a housekeeping bit, but this is our first meeting in the fiscal year, so we
You have to reorganize.
Just, check in on co-chairs just for the, for the
Good
record.
point. Yes.
Taking
Okay, thank
minutes.
you.
I'm going to take minutes.
Oh, thank you, Elaine. So let's back up a little bit, and Elaine will take minutes, and then maybe
So-
once we finish this, can we do the reorganization next?
Okay, but given what I've been going through, trying to track down the minutes of the last 20 meetings, I don't think I think we should have a permanent meeting taker, at least for some extended period of time, rather than you taking them this time
Yeah.
and me taking them next time and Linda taking them next time, and they all disappear into the woodwork.
I will take
But-
them from now on.
Oh my God,
Oh,
Elaine.
Thank you, Elaine.
you.
Yay.
Wow.
You might think I'm looking at you, but I am looking at my Word document right now. And I am taking the minutes as we speak.
That's great. Thank you. Going
Okay.
forward.
Well, When we
So-
reorganize, I think we should create a position of like minutes goddess or something, just to sort of recognize.
Sounds good to
Like
me.
that, huh?
So thank you, Linda, for mentioning the, just reorganizing, since it is our first meeting of this fiscal year. So I am happy to step down as co-chair, if somebody else would love to step up. I am the chair of the select board right now, so I kind of have my hands full. And so do I hear nominations for chair or co-chair?
I'd like
Well-
to nominate Michael.
Oh, no.
I second that.
I don't feel like I know enough about, this still is an arcane process to me.
But you have us as backup.
Yes.
It is to us too, Michael, so you're not alone in that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just-
Yeah.
We've been doing it for
Oh.
a long time.
Alan, you don't want to do it?
I am doing it.
He could
You-
co-chair.
Co-chair.
So
Okay.
Rita and I are co-chairs.
Okay,
Yeah.
So let's vote on as Michael as co-chair.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
I'm just surveying. Linda, you don't want to do it?
No, I'm like the, pale person in the background. I do the legal notice and pay the bills and,
Got it.
those kinds of things and
Can I be the vice chair? So I'm like the junior in learning. So when Alan retires, I step in. How's that?
Well, you could be the co-chair and have Alan be the lead.
Okay. Well, Alan, is that okay?
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with my camera. Say that again, Michael.
I was saying if I reluctantly join you as co-chair, that you would be the lead co-chair, since you actually know how this works. And I think this is year 3 for me, but I still feel like it's somehow select board and school committee were easier to figure out than this. It's,
Well, how long do you think it would take you to learn what we do?
oh, a decade.
I knew you were going to say that. So the answer to my question is no, I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Okay, I'll be co-chair
Yay,
right,
okay,
good.
unless
so,
Elaine wants to switch and I'll take minutes.
Mm-mm.
okay, so so we have a nomination and a second for Michael DiChiara as co-chair of the CPC. Any further questions or discussion?
I just want to offer to Michael that those of us who have been on for a while are always, attuned to the routines and will speak up. I'll
Okay,
say that for
that's
myself.
good.
Absolutely.
We will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll be
Okay,
there.
thank you.
So all those in favor of Michael as co-chair signified by saying aye.
Paleo, aye.
Scott, I.
Hanson, I.
Take
Michael?
care, abstaining.
And Farrell, aye. Okay, great, congratulations. So do I hear a nomination for the other co-chair?
I'm nominating Alan Hansen.
I'll second the motion.
Great, any further discussion? Ready to vote? Okay, all those in favor of Alan Hansen as the co-chair signify by saying aye.
Paleo, aye.
Scott, I.
Take care, I.
I suppose
Farrell,
I
aye.
have to vote, huh? Hanson, I.
Yeah. Okay, great. Oh, thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and
there's my
Michael, I
camera.
promise I will, yeah, I will be here, so.
Thank you.
Anywhere.
Yes.
There's your camera.
Yeah, I got it working.
Yeah.
For
That's why
what-
you're the
for what-
chair.
For what good it's worth.
All right, so the next item on the agenda is to discuss our schedule for, actually, should I be handing this over? to
I was gonna
someone
say, I'm fine with you running the meeting, even though you're
else? Okay.
not an officer
All right,
anymore.
Alan, you can run it from here if you'd like.
Why? You're
Well, because
doing-
I'm no longer co-chair.
We're empowering you.
You are for this meeting, so
All right,
continue on. You,
okay.
You're on a roll.
All right, so we need to do a calendar for 2021. And we're a little bit behind schedule. Typically, we would have had a meeting in September and set forth the calendar for CPA applications. And we have a two-step process for CPA applications. The first being a determination of eligibility, and we do that relatively early, and that is a step by which we ask any interested applicants to fill out, I believe it's only a one-page form, to describe what they want to do so that we can ensure that that their project, that what their proposal conforms with the CPA guidelines. And, one of the reasons to get the CPC plan, as Alan was talking about, getting it finalized, is that not only has the application in it, but it has all of the details regarding what is and is not eligible. And we've certainly had instances in the last few years of people applying for funds and they were not eligible projects. So it's just a way of ensuring that people don't go through the whole process of doing a complete application and then we deem it essentially non-responsive because it doesn't conform. So Linda, you're probably best at this in terms of helping us figure out the calendar and the timing as to what we've done in the past.
So let's first figure out our November meeting. We used to meet on the third Thursday. That was our routine.
Yeah.
So since we've already begun an agenda for that meetings, it seems like best to start there.
Well, can I back up? What I would really like to do is to have another meeting just to do the CPC plan. It would be a really short meeting, but if we can get that completed and everybody is willing, we can, we can have like a 10 or 15-minute meeting at the most before November,
I
so
think-
that we,
So if we start with the third Thursdays, we could do the third Thursday of October, which is the 21st.
Mhm.
And we could have a 15-minute meeting where we just have reviewed the plan. And by that time, you will have, Rita, you will have gotten the information from Kevin and
Right.
inserted that.
Yep.
And we will, but when will we have our new member?
well, that is, so we do have an opening, and Dan Lass has joined us this evening and is interested in serving on the committee. And so I think what we would, if anybody knows of anybody else, I believe Becky was posting it on the town website that the opening was there, but if you are all comfortable and if Dan is still interested after tonight's meeting, you could just submit something to us in writing, Dan, just, a brief background piece. And then we would make if we were all comfortable with that, we could at that next meeting, then make the recommendation and it would go to the select board.
So why don't we agree to post on our website that there is an opening and that we will make the choice on our October 21st meeting?
Yep.
And so anyone who is interested in applying, they should have their application in and just a few sentences as
Yeah.
to why they want to
Yeah,
be.
very
part of
brief.
it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and they could have that into us before that, we could review it. And then October 21st, we could approve our plan and we could
Yes.
have our newest member.
Yeah.
I would just suggest we have, make the deadline October 20th so that
Oh, definitely.
we
Okay.
can actually read it.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, great. And yeah,
that will
so,
be do we agree that that's our next meeting?
yes,
Yeah, okay, great.
At 7.
at 7. Is 7 still good for everybody? I'm so used to 5:30 meetings that 7 seems like,
That's fine.
Either is fine for
I'm
me.
fine with 7.
So
Yeah,
all we're
7's
gonna
good.
do
It
at
doesn't
that
run into
meeting is,
dinner and.
Yeah,
all we're gonna do at that meeting is
it'll be very
review
brief.
the plan, review and vote on the plan,
Yes,
and then have the new member voted on.
yes.
So just one question in terms of the announcing part. I guess 2 questions. One is, Alan, are you doing the website for this committee? Or am I doing it? I can't remember.
Well, what do you mean doing it?
Well, like if we put,
Updating it.
yeah, so if we put this announcement as an opening, is that something you've historically been
I
doing?
think Grace has been kind of hinting that she ought to be the one that puts things up on the web pages.
She
I-
put minutes up,
Is that right,
Just
Linda?
the
Yeah.
minutes.
minutes up, the rest of it is up to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's up to the
Oh,
committee.
Okay.
I mean, I could do it as well. I mean, I do it for the planning board. And
Yeah, I can get to the web page. Let's you and I talk about this.
Okay. so, and then my second question is just, should we do a town announce for the opening? Just because no one actively goes to the web page.
Yes.
Right.
So if you give me the content, I can do it
Okay,
in my, as administrative secretary, I can do a town announce.
That'd
okay.
be great.
Should we put it up on next door too?
No, let's
No.
use town announce.
Why?
Because it's not an
Because-
official organ.
Huh?
It's
It's
an
not an
official
official-
position. It's not a, yeah. Yeah, that's what the town does all of its announcements on town announce
Yeah,
and not on next door.
but I think that's a stupid decision.
Well,
I've said this in the past.
I know.
There's absolutely no reason why we can't put, more people read next door than read town announce. I can almost guarantee you that.
Keep pointing them towards town announce.
What?
Keep pointing them towards town announce.
Town announce.
Yeah,
because
you can reshare it, Alan.
Yep, you can share town announce on on the on Nextdoor. You can share whatever you want. I shared that tonight's meeting was there so that,
Mhm.
people could be aware of it. So whatever you want to share, that's fine, but it's not something that we're going to do as a committee.
Right. And that is the policy. That is the,
Yep.
Okay,
The
so I've been
policy.
doing it as a private individual. I've been putting
Yep.
up the
Right.
announcement.
Yep.
Right.
And I'm going to continue to do that, I think.
Great.
And whatever you guys want, that's,
So
and I would
Linda,
you need to direct people to the CPC website
page. Yeah.
page. Yeah.
Linda, do you want me to just write that down? I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's just straight like,
Yes,
know,
if whatever you're going to put on the webpage, if you want to just send it to me at my admin secretary address, then I'll put it as a town announce.
does anyone else want to see it? Does anyone want to write it?
no, it's just an announcement. We're going to have a
Yeah,
meeting, right? I mean,
okay.
it's-
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
I'll
pretty
I'll write it
straightforward.
and send it to Linda.
Great.
Cool,
Thanks.
Thanks, Michael.
sure.
Okay, so getting back to the calendar, so we would have a meeting on the 21st.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
Then the third Thursday in November would be the 18th.
okay, so the third Thursday in November would be the 18th. And that conceivably could be when pre-applications are due.
No, pre-applications are due on the 4th of December, but
Okay,
I just recall that we have held an intention to, review outstanding projects.
okay,
Remember from.
all
last
right,
year,
yep.
we
So
were
let's, yeah, we
doing
did that.
Let's
And,
review outstanding
And
projects.
projects in November.
yeah.
So the determination of eligibility has typically been due early in December, like last year, I think
Yeah,
last year.
that's what Linda
December
was
4th
saying.
or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the plan, Alan put the due date for determinations on the 4th of December. And so we would plan our next meeting to review whatever's been submitted.
I
On
know
the
So
this-
you're
16th.
suggesting we still leave it due, the eligibility form due on December 4th?
Does
I
it
would say
matter? if this-
December, it's a Saturday,
Yeah.
first of all.
Yeah.
And I would say December 10th, just to give people a little bit more time since we have a kind of more accelerated process this
Yeah, I
year.
was going to say we ought to give them a little bit more time.
And then we're
December
meeting,
10th.
we'd be
December
meeting on the
10th.
16th.
And then that'll give us a few days to review.
Yep.
Could I interject in here?
Yeah.
People have been talking that they don't understand what CPC is funding and what it's about. And I would like to have us have some sort of either written explanation that goes out in the Our Town or some sort of public forum where we actually present to people projects that have been done, because our website, it doesn't have all the projects that we've been doing and doesn't actually capture what it is people could think of. And so
Mhm.
people are talking about the fact that we have this pot of money and we're not using it. So let's get rid of the surcharge, the tax. And I think we need to broaden the community who is thinking about what neat projects they could do.
Yeah, that was sort of the next item on the agenda. So I think just in terms of marketing and information, so if
Right,
we
but it
can,
should be somewhere in our calendar, I think.
Well, can we
if we
discuss
were
it
to
today?
do,
and then-
if we were to do like an information session.
Right, right. Somewhere between maybe our November 18th meeting and our December 16th meeting.
Yep, we could do that.
Before we go there, did I miss something along the way here? Did we decide when the actual applications are due?
No,
Well,
No, we haven't
need
gotten
to
there.
do that too.
Okay.
yes, we need to
Because I
do
need
that.
put-
We're
I
sort
need
of
to put
working,
that- I need
we're
to put
working
that-
our way up to it. So
Why
I
don't-
think,
Well, it seems like we passed it, but go ahead. All right.
Why don't we
Yeah, go
do
ahead.
November 18th to do the what Elaine's talking about, because if we're reviewing outstanding projects, it creates a context, historical context, and then we can sort of talk about looking forward.
But we do think things like this. I mean, I agree that the webpage is behind times and we ought to fix it up. But we do have a public hearing in the spring.
But
Usually.
no, Alan, what I'm talking about is giving people information of what they could actually think about. People,
We do that. I mean, we've handed out. All right, so tell me exactly what you're thinking about.
what I'm thinking about is if somebody, for instance, a number of years ago, they came to town meeting and said, we'd love to have a band shell. You know, let's have a band shell down on the common. And why don't you pay for it through the, I think it was the select board's special fund that we had. And they said, well, why don't you pay for it out of CPA funds? And well, what is it? What do you get from that? And how do you do it? And people don't even know what kind of projects that they'd love to have that we would fund. And they don't know what projects they think we would fund that we can't. And so it would just be an informational meeting way ahead of time so that people could have a chance to bring forward projects, because we don't get enough projects brought forward.
Yeah, I would support that. I mean, the more information provided we can do on the front end before people start submitting, the better, because it'll create more clarity, maybe create a little bit more incentive.
Yeah, if we're gonna do it, which I think it's a great idea, I'm just a little concerned that November 18th, then if you have your determination of eligibility due on the 10th, well, I guess it's over Thanksgiving, so it's 2 weeks to give people an opportunity to submit something.
3 weeks.
Is it 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's 3 weeks. The
Okay.
18th to the 10th is 3 weeks.
Okay, 1,
And-
2,
and-
you're right.
And I think we should stress that it has to be, the determination of eligibility is very vague and that will help them
Right.
bring it forward. I think they don't realize that we will help them craft it and put it in a way that it would be. It's not to us. We're not the ones who are the final say. And I think people think that we are. And the final say really is town meeting, and we can help people craft their application. There's nothing wrong with that.
Can I make a
Sure.
suggestion?
Yes,
Um,
Miriam?
I think that there is a lot of confusion that people have about what CPA is, what you can use it for. And since you're going to be sending out this email to the town for recruiting a new member, maybe that would be a good opportunity to attach a brochure. There is a brochure about the CPA that's produced by the trustees of the reservation that's on the community preservation .org website, and there's a couple of others like that, but that one just jumped out at me because I've looked at it before. To attach it just so that people don't have to go hunting for some information. It might catch people's eyes.
Well, I think to sort of build on that, but maybe do it differently. We're sort of doing the outreach discussion. Sorry, Rita.
That's okay.
But, I think if we do the town announce just for the position, it doesn't mean that we can't then do a town announce
Mhm.
announcing the grants. And I think if we get, I like the idea Alan raised about, and Elaine mentioned about rejiggering and rewriting the webpage. But if we send out a town announce, you just put a link to say to find out more about projects, that's the place. You don't have to
Yep.
attach anything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to send people there.
And also,
Um,
I'd like to add that I've had I've already read the upcoming issue of the town newsletter, which will be going out, should be in people's mailboxes early next week. And there is a great CPC article
Why, thank you.
did that
So we did write an
happen?
article.
It's very informative. I found it very informative and well,
Good, thank you.
so that is going to be going out and it really,
Mhm.
tells the story.
Yeah.
In a
Great.
very nice way. So,
So are
So
you
maybe
saying-
that followed up by a town announcer announcing that that date when we have the eligibility determination of eligibility
Yeah.
due.
Might the author of the fantastic article share it with Alan and I so we can use some of it on
Yes.
the website?
Yes, I will share it with you.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get back to our meetings and then we'll move forward. So we are meeting on October 21st. And the agenda, Elaine, is to
vote on the CPC plan and review applications and vote for the new at-large member.
great. Okay. And then we will meet again
on the 18th of November,
on the 18th of November to review the determinations of eligibility.
no,
which will-
no, excuse me for interrupting. I apologize. On the 18th of November, we're going to talk about the outstanding
Standing
projects.
Oh,
project.
right,
review
sorry.
Outstanding
Yes,
projects.
okay.
And then December 6th
December
will be determination of
Determinations of
eligibility.
eligibility, and the determinations of eligibility will be due on December 10th,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so then we need to do two more things, I believe. We need to schedule the due date for the final application. So assuming we make a decision on December 16th, that that an application a project is eligible, then I would like to give people, or I would suggest that we give people 6 weeks to put in an application.
Well, 5 weeks would be January 20th to keep us in the third Thursday.
It seems like a short time only because if you as a applicant need to go to a board to get approval, like a sign off, say a committee.
Mhm.
We've
Just doesn't-
typically given them 2 months between the time the
You've given-
DOEs are
yeah.
eligible or are decided on, and then when the application's actually,
Yeah, we've given them quite a bit of time.
Well,
Yeah.
February 17th is
it's been
the-
almost
that
2 months.
next. When's town meeting this year? Do we
Yes,
have a
that's-
close?
we have to work, we have to remember that.
Yeah,
we have
I
certain things to do.
I don't know.
What month?
Well, it's end of April is when we would, the last Saturday in April would
Last Saturday
be,
in April, yep.
That's
Would
the
be-
30th.
assuming, yeah, that we're gonna do it then. Of course, the last 2 town meetings, right, have been later than that. So working backwards from that, the warrant has to be completed the beginning of April or
We have our
close to
public-
it.
we Need our public hearing in
And we do
March.
a public hearing in March. So we could have applications due in February and
Could we-
then,
Could we say final applications are due in February, but we could still have our January 20th meeting where people would bring their maybe half-finished proposal?
we could do
and
that.
Ask us to tweak with them so that it's not so rough in February?
That's fine with me. So they use the January 20th
Mhm.
meeting to meet with applicants.
Meet with the applicants that are going to be submitting.
Then we have it due before the next meeting, the February meeting. And that
Right.
third February is what date?
The 17th.
17th. So we have them due by the
10th?
Do we want a week to review stuff by the 10th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's probably fine. February 10th. Meet on the 17th. And what we've done is sometimes planned a meeting in case we need more than one, planned a meeting, not, like 2 weeks after the first meeting. Because if we want to have any of the applicants come in.
Mhm.
So maybe do a meeting at the beginning of March.
March
Well,
3rd.
we have to have we usually have our public hearing in
But we
early.
do the public hearing right before we finalize the applications. Is that
Because-
correct?
Right, because
And
it
we
gives
usually did it in the middle of March.
the applicants
somewhere.
come and make a presentation.
Right. So we could do our public hearing and then have the March meeting after, our regular meeting. After
So
that,
the public hearing would be, say, March 10th, and we would review on March 17th, or?
yeah, that sounds about right.
Right, because that's when we would typically vote,
Right,
is after the public hearing.
right,
And then, because then we have to quickly turn around and get the warrant ready.
right. Yep,
So March 10th is the public hearing, March 17th is the vote on projects moving forward.
Yep, and preparing the warrant. We got to really do it.
Right.
then.
Yep. Okay. All right, got it.
and then just in completing the calendar, then we would have a meeting in April before town meeting, just to prepare for town meeting. So I don't have a 2022 calendar.
So that
April
would be
21st.
21st.
21st, okay,
Mhm.
great. And then let's plan a meeting for after town meeting, just to do, a post-mortem.
Yep.
The 19th? May 19th?
May 19th.
Yep.
So that
Right.
means that we now have the dates that we need for the CPC plan, and we have our own calendar for the year.
Yes.
Yes,
Great.
Cool.
done.
So in terms,
Michael, do you have all this?
I do.
I-
and
I wrote it
Elaine
down.
has it in the minutes.
Because
I'll s- I'll
I'd like to get a draft calendar out as soon as possible,
I'll
next couple
send
of
it to
days.
you as
So we
soon
can
as
take a
we're
look at it
done.
and see if it makes sense.
I'll send it to you as soon as our meeting is done.
and we can put it on the website.
No.
Yes.
No. We can do the dates once
Oh, we
you're
can do
done.
Dates.
Yeah, not the minutes, just the dates.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, all I want is the dates.
All we want is the
All you
dates.
want is a date. Okay.
Well, I think everybody ought to take a look at the dates and see if the
Yeah, makes
dates
sense.
make sense. That's all.
Okay, okay.
So do we, in terms of the other sets of dates or terms, Linda, do you have all that information? Do you have any?
Our terms, we all were appointed for the year from July
Yeah.
1 to June 30th, July 1, 2021 to June 30th, 2022.
So it's all going to be the same for us now.
It's all the same for all of us. The community at large position will be different
Okay,
because it'll have a different appointment date. Oh, and
but
Azelle,
it's still less than a year. It'll still come up in June.
yes, it will still come up
Yes.
in June. Yes, so we're all on the same
Yeah.
calendar.
So the only other edit on that page is we have to just change the terms from 3 years to 1 year for each of us. On the
We're done
right-hand column.
annually. Yeah,
No, they're 3-year terms.
are they?
Oh,
I don't even know that.
We
They
have
are,
a new bylaw, which makes us all 1-year terms.
Yeah.
When we changed the bylaw.
ooh.
That
okay.
was that multiple meeting conversation that we keep reminding
Okay.
ourselves what we decided
Yeah.
It needs to be changed in there,
in the plan. Yeah.
the plan
Yeah.
that they're all 1-year
Okay.
terms.
Which meeting is that? Sorry, I was making some changes to the plan.
It's just making sure we had the right expiration of term dates.
Oh, yes, okay. All right. I was putting the dates in for the due
Okay.
dates.
great.
All right.
Okay,
So when
so
can we expect those dates?
Elaine said she'd send you the dates right after this meeting.
As soon as this meeting's finished, I'm
No,
taking
no.
the minutes now.
I mean, the application, I mean, the membership to,
Oh,
Those are all the same, Alan. That's what that's what you missed. So they all end on 2022 and they're all 1-year terms. So we're all identical.
everybody's the same.
so all the
So we're
terms
all
end
gonna-
in 2022
Yeah,
So we're all gonna be.
and they're all 1-year terms
correct.
Yes,
Yes.
instead of 3-year terms.
or 3-year terms.
They were 3-year terms.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
just 1 year.
They're all
Yeah.
1 year now. Okay, so I'll just change all these to 1 year.
We're an
Yep.
egalitarian committee.
We could get wiped out.
And they end in 2022.
Yes,
Makes editing really easy.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll send this out
okay.
and as soon as we're done here.
Okay, great. So the next item on the agenda was marketing the availability of CPA funds. So I did do the article for the upcoming newsletter. We'll do, what we could do is a separate, we'll get the webpage updated, and if there's something else I can think of that would be useful, the Community Preservation Coalition has a really fabulous website, but so they're the kind of trade association for CPA in the state, and they have a database of, for every community that has CPA funds, all of their projects, how the money has been spent. And then they also have, within each category, they typically highlight. So they might say in historic resources, here's what Abington did. They did their old town hall or whatever it is, and they'll have pictures and kind of tell a story. So it's a good way of, somebody really wants to research and spend a little bit of time of digging into kind of what other communities have done.
Yeah. We can just link to it on the webpage.
Yeah,
We're
so
allowed to do
that's what
that.
I would do, is make sure that we have the link to the Community Preservation Coalition.
Yep.
And I will
And what
send
was
that to you,
Rita?
Michael.
Rita,
Yeah.
What was that called?
It's called the Community Preservation Coalition. Just gonna, I just had it up a minute ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's communitypreservation.org. And it has, an overview, it has the statute, it has every community that has CPA, it has a projects database, it's really a tremendous resource.
Wait,
And there are 187 communities that have CPA now. So you could even go and you could say, well, what has Concord done with their CPA funds? And then it lists all their projects. It has, all of our stuff. Every community supplies them information, project names, how much they spent. The only danger that, and I always caution people, there are communities that have spent CPA money for non-eligible projects. And so, they might be in the database and somebody said, oh, well, wait a minute, they spent money on a church and, doing stained glass windows. And that's something that's been litigated, and communities now have to be really careful with houses, putting money into historic houses of worship. And so it's not a fail-safe, you do have to make sure that people understand that while stuff has been done, it's pretty much, they're usually done properly and in accordance with the CPA statute, but there are instances where it was not, it wasn't legal, shouldn't have
That's why
happened.
we do the DOE, right? For that conversation.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah. And ultimately, the municipal council, our town council, makes that determination. So if there's any question about whether or not something is or is not CPA eligible, like if we didn't feel comfortable, if it was vague enough, then we would send it to Donna McNichol. And I've also used Stuart Saganor, who is the director of the coalition, just as a resource to, call. And they have a TA person too, so you can just call and ask them questions. So
can I ask a couple of questions, whether Alan or I do it on the webpage, just to sort of get everyone's feedback?
I'm
Is that all
sorry,
right? I was, whether Alan or I update the webpage, I just wanted to see if I can check in with people's thoughts about the webpage. I just looking at it, I have some thoughts. So,
yeah,
well,
So-
it's very outdated, Mike.
yeah, no, aside from the dates, just sort of like
Yeah.
with the idea of conveying information, like the
No,
first
what I'm
thing
saying-
is,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying is outdated. The text is outdated. The example projects we use is outdated. The whole thing has to be revamped.
no, I know, I got that. I'm just trying to, I thought while we have a brain trust here that we could just sort of, like, it seems like we want some short description of the process. We want to have the dates that people need to, not necessarily the meeting dates, but for the process.
yes,
we wanna
application and submittal dates, yeah.
Yeah, we want to have a short description of eligibility and then a link to the Conservation Preservation Coalition so people can do
Community
research.
preservation.
Community preservation. And if we have, I'm guessing that, and we can keep the links to the bylaw because that's helpful, but for the annual reports, that's the documentation of what we funded in the past?
Yes,
So we want to keep that, but just update it so people can look locally as opposed to going in the database.
yep.
Okay.
And,
And-
it wouldn't be a bad idea, if we can have pictures of kind of the most recent projects. So we have a picture of the Habitat House. I don't know if we have anything up there, but, and then down at Lake Wyola, the boat launch that the Conservation Commission did.
Yep, we have the gazebo, we have the boat launch, we have the hearse house.
The school, the track at the
We have the
school.
school and the track, but we don't have anything else.
Okay,
The most recent is 2016,
Right.
okay.
based on the website. So,
So, yeah, so we, we should get, and I can take a picture, I can get a picture of the Habitat House completed, because it would be nice, it's all done and occupied now.
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, if you just email Alan and I, then either of us will have it.
Okay, okay,
And can we trim down some of these pictures? So we don't have,
Yes.
okay.
I don't think we
Well,
have a
I-
picture of down at the lake, what the Conservation Commission did
The
for
top
the
of the lake,
canoe
yeah.
lodge, the
Um,
launch.
Right, we don't have that.
Michael, I think you and I ought to talk about just redesigning the thing so that maybe we have a current project that's up front, but then the rest of them are on separate pages that you can go and look at. We got to talk about this.
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
totally agree. We should talk, Alan. I just wanted to get a general sense
Yeah.
of like, I don't want to come up with ideas and then someone say, oh, you either missed something or you assumed something wrong. So,
Yeah, okay. So I'll try to get a picture tomorrow of both the Habitat House and then the Conservation Commission canoe launch area, boat launch.
Okay, there's one other thing that we need to put on a agenda for a close by meeting, and that is, what are we going to do about the projects that are not complete and that there's no forward motion on? We need to have some.
I think
Closure.
that's in our November 18th review of
Yes.
outstanding projects.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, but what I'm saying, we can review the projects, but we really need to think about for the future, how we're going to ensure that the projects actually get done when they say they're going to get done.
Right.
Yeah, well, we have
So-
that,
so
we have the I sent to Becky again, the letter of agreement,
Right.
that we would execute with, all
So do we have it back?
no, but I will
Yeah,
follow
no,
up with her.
Exactly my point.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So let's put that on a.
So it was the grant agreement for intra-municipal projects, meaning it being done by a town board, and then the grant agreement for any other project.
Individuals, right.
Right, or organizations like
Right,
Habitat.
yeah, I understand. I'm just reminding
And
everybody.
I believe we used one with Habitat,
Right, we did.
if I'm not mistaken. So that
think we used
format was approved, so we have that. I just need to make sure that the letter, that the intra-municipal
Right.
letter was, that Donna McNichol had reviewed it.
Right.
and-
Going forward, I think we're okay. I'm looking back and
Yeah.
looking at the ones that we still have that are open and we have
Yeah.
money invested in.
Yep.
So we need to do something there.
So we need.
Just a
what-
reminder.
Yep, so for that meeting on the 18th, we need an accounting of what the balance is for each one of those outstanding projects, which includes the Old Town Hall, the cemetery, Lake Wyola.
Right. I think the cemetery is done pretty much.
North Cove.
They did a
I just
lot of-
want to, if all the money has been spent,
They did a lot of money up there. I did a lot of work up there. Actually, it looks pretty good. I don't know if you've ever been up and looked.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't have any kind of report from them, so.
Right.
Right.
And I'm trying to think if I think that was it. I think it's the Old Town Hall,
There were three of them that were outstanding.
cemetery, and
is
the,
done. Pretty much, but we need paper.
and North, and I never.
North Cove.
The newest ones,
And then
Mhm.
we have agreements for the newest ones for last year's.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So-
And do we, for that, aside from the accounting, do we need any determination about what we can legally do in terms of taking back money if we determine it's a dead project?
It has to go back to town meeting.
Yeah, but can we, the town meeting has to vote to take it back?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. That should make for an interesting conversation.
You think? Yeah.
So Rita, you're on the select board. So it would seem that we could put some pressure on the building committee to come up with somebody else who would take over that project and make some steps forward. Can't we?
Is this for Old Town Hall?
Yes.
I think we're out of line here. We're not reviewing them right
Yeah.
now.
No.
Yeah, we
Out of
can't really,
line.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. We'll talk about it on the 18th.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so next item was marketing the availability of CPA funds. So I think, we talked about doing a separate town announce,
Mhm.
sending people to the website, the article, we have the newsletter article. Anything else anybody can think of to kind of get the word out? I mean, I think if the webpage is updated and we get out the town announce, maybe that's sufficient, unless we think we need to get to town committees and boards
I was just
separately.
gonna say, is there gonna be, did you already have an all boards meeting?
No, and we don't have one on the calendar as far as I know.
Are you going
Not
to?
yet.
It's been I don't know. I don't know that there's enough time, Elaine, because probably that wouldn't happen until,
I mean, if there's an all boards meeting, we could be present
Yes.
there and present.
but if it hasn't been scheduled, yeah.
We've done
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean, the only
Well,
benefit to that is, at least what I remember last year is you have to have a committee sponsor. So it's mostly letting the committees know that someone's going to come
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah, yeah. So Linda, or maybe Elaine, this, how simple is it to just do like a mail merge to all the chairs of all the committees? Is that?
Becky has that.
Yeah.
And let's remember that we all represent.
Yes.
So, well, certainly Miriam is here tonight and she's the chair of the Conservation Commission, but I'm the Conservation Commission
And the
representative.
historic, you're on the Historic Commission.
Right.
Isella wasn't able to make the meeting, but
And
she's,
so, each of us who represent can bring the pitch to the committee that we
Mhm.
represent.
yeah,
Right.
Michael's planning board. I'm the non-existent housing authority.
Elaine,
Um,
recreation.
Right.
We have recreation, right? So, and maybe we can
Talking to the
still do
school
a,
committee.
yeah, school committees. Maybe we could still do a, just a
A chair.
bulk email to
Yep.
the chairs.
I think our chairs could write a bulk email to the chairs. What do you think?
Or I could, if I have contacts for all the chairs, because I send out a bulk email regarding the newsletter. So if I'm happy to do it, I just,
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just really, again, it's about the availability. And sending, we are looking for good projects and
Don't we have something from last year that's like identical?
No.
Didn't we
I thought we did send
I thought we did
something out,
something, announce it somewhere.
We did. We have a bunch of announcements. We've had several from
Yeah.
various, we did town announce, we did the newsletter, I did one on next door.
But not a bulk email. to the chairs.
There's written stuff. We had one for town meeting year before last.
Yeah.
There's
So
stuff that-
Alan, do you want to, can you send something to Linda then? That would just. I'm just quickly looking to see if I haven't.
Because if Linda has the copy, she can just do it.
Yeah,
right.
right.
I think the last thing we did, Linda, was for the town newsletter. Last town newsletter, there was a column in there. We mentioned the cemetery, we mentioned, there's a picture in there. There's a picture of the cemetery, and there's a picture of the new house.
Yeah, and I know, it's like, so,
I think it's just, again, we're saying the same thing that we would be doing in a town announce, which, and maybe just adding a little bit to it that, we're looking for good projects, look at our updated website, and here's the calendar.
Rita,
And come to us with questions.
Rita,
Yep.
if you're going to try and update the website, one of the things that seems really incomplete is that you can't find any minutes since 2019.
We're getting to that.
We're gonna
Okay.
get that.
So it's like, if
Because I
people
know
are
everybody
trying-
reads the minutes, Miriam. But we are getting to that.
Someday.
Okay, so Linda, between me and Alan, we'll get you something.
okay, perfect, and then I'll send it around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anything else that, in terms of doing the marketing? I mean, yeah, I think if we can all be kind of ambassadors for CPA to our individual committees that we represent, that would be great. So Miriam, you cover both historic and conservation. And it doesn't hurt to, like, even if somebody just has an idea that they want to, run by us, we can do it before the determination of eligibility. We're happy to talk to people at any time.
Right.
Well, that's
So
nice.
an email, like if they could send an email and say, gee, I was thinking about doing something at this, at one point, somebody had wanted to do signage at town trails, and that could, we could do that sort of thing under recreation.
And we have that. We have an open project right now for the open space committee.
Yeah, so in working with recreation and open space and recreation, so it could be a whole host of things and, no idea is too stupid at this point. We'd rather hear more things and kind of say, gee, we can't use it. Going back, the school at one point had come to us, could they do the greenhouse, which I thought was fabulous. And, then I researched it and found out we could do a community garden, but you couldn't do a structure. So that's sort of where we landed with the community garden. The structure didn't qualify.
That's,
I know, but it's like the CPA interpretation and the coalition, they provide a lot of guidance, but ultimately the determination about eligibility, it's your town council, but it's also the Department of Revenue.
Yep.
So the Department of Revenue oversees CPA statute. And so they have issued lots of decisions, when communities have been sued by residents when they've done CPA awards. And so the Department of Revenue kind of opines then on these kinds of questions. So that's sort of the final, that's the final stop when a CPA issue comes up. Okay, so I think we're good, Linda. You'll get something out to the, and again, if anybody has any ideas, please share them. Or, ask us and come before us. Okay, getting to the really fun part here, minutes. So ever since Margie Saporito stopped taking minutes, it's been a little haphazard and we haven't gotten stuff posted. And Alan was generous enough to go back and dig through files. And I know, different people have taken minutes at different meetings. And so I think Alan put together this, this chart, and we have a number of dates that are missing. So we've located minutes and we'll get those posted right away. But according to when I went back through this, we are missing minutes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, maybe 6 meetings. And including our last meeting, so we won't be approving any minutes tonight, but our meeting of May 6th of 2021. So I would implore all of you, and I have scoured my my electronic files and email, as well as my paper files, and haven't come up with anything that wasn't already here.
I sent Alan the 2/23/2021 minutes.
Yep, okay.
I
Okay,
have
so I didn't
those.
have those.
Um,
Okay,
The only issue that I have is I have all these minutes, but they're in my select board account. And I don't have access to my select board account anymore.
oh,
Well, Grace could
So-
certainly get them,
What?
I'm sure.
I don't know if she can.
I know that when I came on, Michael, I think I replaced you, was it? And I had access to your account for a while, but I can I can check with who is in charge of the,
Fred,
is it still Fred?
I think so.
Yeah, it is, Fred, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can, could you shoot me his email and I'll send him, because I know they're in my account. I know they're there, but
okay.
I couldn't go back beyond June of 2020 unless I had tweaked them a little bit. And I had one of them I sent to you, Alan. Today I sent you 2 that I had.
Yeah, I had one of those, I think. But
So Elaine, just to sort of shortcut a little bit, I think, so if I'm correct, we don't ever delete the accounts. We just
Right.
make them I don't know if he changes the password or not.
He does something to it so you don't have access to it.
Yeah. So, and it'd be interesting if you wanted to just do forgot password and see what happened.
Doesn't work.
But
She tried that.
I think that's the only thing.
Already
All we
tried
need is-
that.
Okay, so it's just the password that he changed, because they
Right.
all still exist. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
know, because when I came back on, it was my whole email from my previous stint
Oh, okay.
on select board. So it's there, but I can't get in it.
Right. Yeah, I'll send it to you right now.
Okay. And then, I have the 2020 ones.
And yeah,
the
so,
19 ones also.
and it's mostly the 2020 ones that we're meeting now, because there are a couple of ones that Grace had on the list, there wasn't a meeting.
Right, right.
So, and then the May 6th, 2021.
And I don't have that because I wasn't at that meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody have handwritten notes from that May 6th meeting?
Uh,
Just
Got
trying
it.
to remember.
I looked at the ones that I took are all accounted for. So there wasn't anything that I took that is missing, but May 6th, let's see.
Yeah, the May 6th meeting, I have the agenda. It was,
Oh, I don't know.
it was it was approval of minutes, historical commission representative to the CPC, review of draft warrant articles, discuss the CPC presentation. Those were the items on the agenda. Yeah, typically I have like handwritten notes, but I can't find anything for that date. So everybody keep looking, because I think that's the, that seems like,
You must have had a quorum. It must have been the 4 of you that were there.
Who can
yeah.
remember?
Who can remember? It wasn't that long ago, but I don't remember.
May is like
Oh, where I
forever ago.
was.
Yeah, you do.
I like where you
okay.
are now better.
Yes.
Me too.
So let's keep digging.
Okay,
And then we'll get the ones for 2020, and we'll just get the minutes up and posted that we do have. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sets of minutes that should go up right away. So do you have all of those, Alan?
I
Now,
have,
because you got the,
let me see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 10.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, yes, I do.
So those go directly to Grace, Linda, is that correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. And then Miriam, people can read to their heart's content. You're
Oh, boy.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, great. So I think that concludes our agenda for this evening. Thank you. I feel like we got a lot.
So I just have one question going right back to the beginning. In terms of the only thing that's unknown in the plan here is what do we want to do about Margie's position on the list of members of the committee?
We're going to do that.
Do we
We're
want to
going to do
leave it
that on the
open?
18th.
Excuse me?
We're going to do that on the 18th, October.
But we ought to get this out before that.
Okay.
we are putting it out. It's going to go out. It,
Put vacant.
It could go out now, except for that.
Just put vacant.
We could put vacant.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to do, but I
Okay.
just want to make sure everybody agrees to that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So all the numbers are updated, the dates are all updated. I'll put vacant here. I'll send it around. Anybody has any objections, get back to me as soon as you can. Then
Okay.
we'll,
And
we'll
Rita
get-
will have some housing information.
And I'll have the median price.
I'm wondering if Dan has any questions.
well, we can update this as much as we want, just replace it on the webpage,
Yes,
but they ought to have the correct information in it.
okay.
Okay, so this is now a vacant.
Dan, are you sufficiently confused?
No, no.
Okay. Well, I would encourage you to take a look at when our website is updated.
Yeah, I'm looking
will
forward to
be-
reading all those minutes.
Yeah. Definitely have to do that.
And does somebody have your email address?
Yes, I do.
Who does? You have.
Elaine.
Would you send it to me so I can send him a copy of the?
Sure.
If you're so up for it, I'll send you a copy of the updated plan that's going to go up.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
we need
I'm
to
gonna-
vote on that. Should probably
On the
vote on
updated plan? Yes,
Yes.
that's going to be at our next meeting.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's,
fine. It's gonna go up and then we'll take a final vote on it. Okay.
Mhm.
Would you, just when you're sending out emails, just CC me, in addition to Azelle? I think she's
Yeah.
taking some classes this fall, and so her schedule, yeah, I think is temporarily clogged up. I don't know if she's let you guys know that, did she?
I did heard it from you, but not from
Yeah,
her.
it looked like from the letter,
Thank
from the
you.
email she sent, that she's not going to make many meetings
Yeah.
in the near future.
Okay,
That's
'Cause I
the-
guess-
That's the impression I got, Miriam.
That
I
she's-
can, I'll try to communicate with her about it.
Okay, that would be great.
I guess the question would be, if she's overcommitted right now, should we be looking to have a different representative approved?
Mhm.
Historical Commission? We have to go through the select board for that, so.
Yeah.
But I will touch bases with her and ask her about that.
Okay, great.
In the
Thanks.
meantime, if I can make it, I'll try to come just so I can be
Good.
reporting back.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna.
so
head out.
before we close, I'd just like to say, Rita, you did a fantastic job running the meeting.
Thank you. I've gotten good training from the doing select board now.
I
So
move
much
to
fun.
adjourn.
Yes. Do
I'll
I hear a
second.
second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Wait. Just one more thing. Elaine, if you can put together just a list of the meetings that we agreed upon tonight and whatever content we talked about for those, that would be a great help. I think for people. I
Yes.
would like to have that.
Do
Yeah,
what?
Elaine,
Huh?
I'm going to send this to you the minute we adjourn.
Good. Okay, great.
Great.
I
Thanks.
just want to make sure you're going to do, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We
Rita.
have a motion and a second to
Michael, were you
adjourn.
the one who seconded it?
yeah,
Yeah. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Paleo, aye.
take care. Aye. Sorry, Glenda.
It's okay. Scott, I.
Hanson, I.
And Farrell, aye. And Dan, thank you for coming.
And you're still here. That's a good sign.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Aye.
Night.